Hey, so when we got to music in class, I had all these lessons planned out for how you find good music and what opportunities you have to pick music from different places. But we needed to hurry through putting music on so that we could get to producing the news. So now's my chance to just tell you a little more in depth about music. So we talked about your music has to match your mood. So be thinking of that key phrase that kind of describes the tone of your message and match that to the music. It needs to support and not distract. So make sure that the music doesn't take the full stage. Also, check the volume. So you should check your source's volume first. Let me show you. So you mute your music and then you check your
getting ready to
speaker's
start the
volume
school year.
first. It should be to where it's hitting around -3, not peaking.
Here, one of the things we really want us
Okay, if it hits red, it's too hot.
to think
But
about
now this is pretty good.
is
Now that you got that pretty good, you check your music. Remembering where that was, it should always be around here if it's good levels. So I'm going to check my music. This is not good music that matches the mood for this, just to tell you. I just got a sample music, but so it's hitting around -8, so that's about 10 decibels lower. And that's what I recommend. Try to get it 10 decibels lower than what it was. Now you got to listen because you got to use your ears to try to determine.
And while there's so many things that we consider, our clothes and books and getting
Music's distracting. I'm thinking about the music, not what he's saying. So I need to pull it down a little bit more.
ready to start the school year, one of the things we really
Still distracting.
want us to think about is goal setting for our
So that's probably good right there. In another video, I show you how to, you might want to pull this back a little bit and start with some music, and then you'll need to put another title up front. You can move this and make keyframes here by, you got to just make your audio track bigger to where you can see the keyframes. And then I can go, got to click on what you want to make the keyframe in and move it a little further up, make another keyframe. And now maybe I'll fade in the music. Or you could have the music up before it comes and then fade in when he starts talking. Other thing you need to do is have the music end at the end. So there are two ways to do that. One, this is what I like to do in radio. You chop the music in the middle and then line up the music at the end. So that you end with the end of the song. And then in the middle, you just crossfade it. So now here,
visible to the visible. And it's absolutely true. If we don't set goals and
that's pretty nice. And let's check the end.
go through love, we are Skeeter Nation.
So it's nice because it ends with a nice end of the song. Media browser, I need to go to the effects and I'm going to look for fade. It's an audio transition, crossfade, and I can just drag this onto both of these and listen.
The invisible to the visible. And it's absolutely true. If we don't set goals.
And that sounds seamless. If you don't like that, you can change how long it takes to fade by dragging, oops, you don't want to do that, by dragging out this. So you'll click that and you should be able to edit, but it's not letting me. You can also delete it and try constant power or exponential fade. But that's how you get your music on. That's how you get it trimmed. That's covered. Okay. Wherever you get your music from, it's just like where you get your images from. You have to tell us and you have to provide evidence so that if ever it's questioned, your music, we have that evidence in documentation. So I recommended YouTube Audio Library. That's a great place because YouTube provides it and they say, hey, it's free to use. Just go ahead and use it. So you can use it. That's wonderful. If you don't want to go there, we need to consider those options. So where do you get your music from? You make your own. You can make your own music. If you make your own music in GarageBand, then that's wonderful. We don't have to worry about the rights. You can find one and prove your permissions. So to find one, we need to browse this. Why be royalty free? royalty free doesn't always mean the music is free. So a lot of times you'll search for royalty free music and then find that they want to charge you $50 to use their music. So that's a consideration. How can you tell when something's royalty free? Most of the time they'll post something. If you go to a site like Shutterstock, you can check there, but just know that Shutterstock is going to charge you. You can go to an audio library and search. One of the problems with that is sometimes you have to get it, like if there's a YouTube site that posts their audio, but they don't have that download button that the YouTube audio library has. Let me show you. Then you have to find a place where you can download that music. And the problem with that is a lot of those downloaders are not good sites and they could give you viruses. So here's the download button that YouTube provides. So you just download and then it's on your thing. So that's the great thing about YouTube. Let's see if there's anything else you need to know about this. Why does your business need to know about royalty-free content? The main thing is YouTube gives 3 strikes. If you get 3 strikes and you've been stricken 3 times, your content is removed or blocked from YouTube and we lose our site, which is not cool. We have to rebuild everything. So in the image I give you for B-roll, in the documentation I give you for B-roll shot list, go ahead and just put your music that you use and put where it came from. This is a video where the guy just explains more in depth on copyright concerns. He says there's no hard, fast rule on copyright. Typically, if video clips are 1 to 3 seconds, they're safe for audio clips, but sometimes YouTube may identify that. Often, people will, you know what, you can just look down the list and watch this video in the link. You'll see sometimes people think if you just use it for commentary, it's good, but you have to make sure to comment on the music. Otherwise, you're not using it right. Sometimes people say if you use just a little clip, it's okay, but you have to change the context of the little clip. So I can't use, we got to go back to school one day on the day we come back to school, because that's the same context as the original song. So there's concerns like that too. So a lot to be concerned with music. I've attached this video, and this one is good for giving you some YouTube places where they have good music. He said that there's no copyright infringement concerns and there's no issues with viruses there. So that's good. This guy explains a little bit more about why you got to be careful with YouTube. This is how we'll do it. We're going to read the licensing rights for any site that we get music from, such as if we get some from Bensound, it has royalty-free music. Just a nice, easy download button. I would say that we can do this, but we can't say that the music's our own. We can't register it anywhere else. So this is where it tells us how we can and cannot use the music. So I would just pull up my shot list and copy that into that last column and then link to the site. So for instance, if this is my shot list, I might say music down here, and then here's the requirements I got from him, and then here's the site that told me, and link, apply, and then what music did I pick? I can just see if I can click on this summer link, give that. So also just say the title of the song. So this was called Summer, and here's the link to it. So just like with images, you're giving where I can find the image, and then basically what the place is called that you can find the image, then what are the rights, and the link to the rights. So that's what you have to do if you don't do YouTube Audio Library. Otherwise, just write YouTube Audio Library and the image title, because we know YouTube Audio Library, we know its expectations. So hopefully that was helpful.